All right, here we are for basketball totals NBA for Monday. I know we're getting a little bit of a late jump and some games are already going on, but that's just the way the schedule is going to work out. We're going off at 4 o'clock Eastern for 5 out of the 7 days of the week. We'll be, right on time with some games. So we're going to miss a few here and there. But that's just kind of also the time difference I'm dealing with living in Japan. But this is a good live segment, so we like doing it live. We get some good feedback from you guys, so we're going to go ahead and keep doing it. And let's jump into some totals for you new guys. This is live from the morning of Japan. I'm looking at Monday's games right now. Some of them are already going off. We're going to look at some of the later NBA games. But this is a segment where we look at totals set by odds makers, and we try to beat that line either going over or under the total. Sorry, I can barely speak this morning. That means I need coffee. We also have an NCAA basketball segment out there as well. And please be sure to check that one out because that one's been going pretty well. So you definitely want to check out the NCAA hoops. Yesterday in NBA, not so great. We were 0-2. But for the most part, the past week's been pretty good. Past couple weeks have been pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and continue to analyze some games and try and get some winners here on the over and under totals. Today, we just have 2 plays on the cards and a couple leans, but mostly just 2 plays. I'll take a look at the spreads as well. Much to my chagrin, and you guys know, I hope you know by now, because I've been doing this since the beginning of the season, that I'm 100% honest, as far as my record is concerned, and as far as, how I look at games and stuff. I mean, there's no reason for me, not to be honest. But once again, I had 2 games, circled, and both the lines went up, and I had over on both of the games, and I'm going to talk about them in just one sec after I take a drink of coffee. All right, let's go ahead and let's start breaking some games down. So the first one we got up. And sorry, before I continue, SBRpicks.com. Do not forget that. And Sportsbook Review, of course, the website that we're working with here, and YouTube channel, Facebook page, all the odds, lines, numbers, all that is there. Sportsbook Review. So be sure to check us out. Sign up bonuses, things you want to look at. All right, here we go. First one we got here, NBA totals. Best game of the day, Cleveland and Golden State. It was at 224.5, and I circled the over because that's the highest total we've seen from them, maybe ever. I'm going to double check that. Right now it's gone up to 228. I'm still going over. I think they get over 230. This should be a track beat. But that too, a trend we've been looking at recently when the statistics match up, it's been pretty good. And that is what the odds makers are, what are they setting the total at? So this total here started out at 224.5, and yeah, it's gone up. But I'm still going over the total. This is the highest total we've seen between Golden State and Cleveland that I have stats back to 2004. Never seen a total this high. Their last few matchups, including the NBA Finals last year, they had 219.5. They went under. That was Christmas. And then they had 205, 207, 209, 207.5, 206, 209, 211. When we start going back with them, and then it started, a couple years back, gets back into the 190s. So that's a big total set by odds makers, but there's a reason for it. I mean, you're talking about two teams that could score and get up and down the floor. The game's at Golden State. Golden State's a pretty hefty favorite there, but they might cover. I don't really have a lean in that one. I think odds makers set that number right because it's the biggest game of the day. Cleveland's averaging 109.4 points per game. They rank 4th in scoring. Golden State, 117.5. They rank 1st across the board in every statistic. From efficiency to effective field goal percentage. The only thing they don't rank 1st in is 3-point shooting, but they rank 4th, 38.2%. And you got Cleveland, they rank 3rd from distance, 38.5. They both love to shoot the 3. They rank in the top 5 in three-pointers attempted and made per game. So, that's kind of interesting. Defensively, you got a Golden State team that's pretty good statistically, but the tempo is really going to be there. I mean, Golden State loves to get up and down. They've been averaging a ton of points. Cleveland can flat out score. And again, back to that number, that 224.5 where it started, that's really big. But I'm going to go ahead. Now it's at 228. I think they get over 230. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to back over the total on this one. Much to my chagrin that I didn't get it at 224.5, but I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at this one and thinking they're going to go ahead, they're going to light up the scoreboard. All right, here we go. Next one. It's not a playoff game. It's a holiday. Get up and down the floor. What the heck? All right, next one up, and our last one. We just got 2 today. Excuse me. We got Utah and Phoenix. Excuse me. Once again, they started at 202. Now it's at 204. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm back over the total. So they've had a couple matchups this year. The last one, 91 to 86, way under this total. And then the one prior to that, Utah won 112 to 105. Phoenix coming off a really shocking win in Mexico against San Antonio. The very last time they matched up was that 91 to 86 matchup. Now the tempo has been the same for both games. Actually, you had Phoenix hitting up 87 attempts when they scored 86 points, and then they got up 84 attempts when they scored 105. It's just all about the efficiency. In that last game, Phoenix shot just 41.4% from the floor. Utah shot 48%, scoring just 91 points. So why did that happen? Well, they didn't get the line that much. When they the first matchup of the year where they scored 117 points, they really got to the line a lot. But also in that last game, they scored 30 points in the fourth quarter. That's really low and really rare. They actually had a really good first half, and Phoenix only scored 35 points in the second half, and Utah only scored 36 points. 35 to 36. They scored 71 points and a half. That's super low. I don't think that happens again. I think they get up and down, so there's a reason why the line has gone up. And then we look at Utah's got some interesting trends. Now, as far as the line's concerned, that 204, that's about right. That's about average for them over their last 10 games. They've had, last time was 207, then they had 204 and a half, 193, 198. So that's about average. So, yeah, it's 15-15 in the fourth quarter. Yeah, crazy. That was their last matchup. Okay, so sorry, I was reading some comments there. One other thing I think that is interesting about this game, when we look at Utah, they're a tough team when it comes to over and unders because they're mostly an under team. I mean, they've hit they had an over in their last matchup versus Orlando. Then they had 5 unders in a row. Then they had an over. Then they had 4 unders in a row. So then they had an over, and then they had 3 unders in a row. They haven't had 2 overs in a row since the beginning of December. So I think that's going to happen today because that's a really hard trend to continue where they're just doing so many unders. I mean, odds makers have the numbers dialed in pretty well by now. Now it's January. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take over that 204. A little bit of a numbers play. Phoenix gets up tempo. Utah can score. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to back over that total. All right. So let's recap. We'll get to some comments, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So we got Cleveland and Golden State. Going to be a fantastic game. I'm going over the 228, which should be an entertaining game. I think they get over 230. And Utah and Phoenix over the 204. Seems like a lot for especially a game with Utah, but I think they get there. So I'm going to go ahead and back over the total with that one as well. What we got here? Oh, let's look at some spreads here. So, as far as point spreads are concerned, let's look at some of the later games. Man, Cleveland's getting 8. That's a lot. But I'm going to stay off of that one because I just don't know. And I apologize. I might have made a reference that the game is at Utah. It's not. It's at Phoenix. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But this game is at Phoenix. They've already played 2 games at Utah. Let's see. You got Oklahoma. Well, let's... hold on, I got some comments coming in here. So Charlotte and Boston, you got Charlotte's getting 5.5. I kind of like Charlotte against Boston, getting the points. They haven't played that great, but that number seems a little bit odd to me, so I would take Charlotte in that one. Oklahoma City, they just played Sacramento yesterday. Man, that's a lot of points, so getting 8. Clippers are kind of starting to pick things up. Again, I would stay off that one. I would go ahead. I would take Portland plus the 3.5. I'm just kidding. They're getting killed right now. They're getting destroyed. That was a joke. Okay, not that funny, but let's see here. Gosh, you know what? I think the Orlando getting 6. I think that's an interesting play with the Denver team that can score. They might get up and down that one too. You might want to look at the total of that. I like New Orleans getting the points. That would be my play of the day. I like New Orleans getting the points. And that one actually just went off. So sorry about that. So I did like New Orleans getting the point. Sorry, it's a time thing we're dealing with. You just have to go with it. So I got 2 overplays. As far as the other spreads, there's nothing really jumps out on me. So yeah, the Knicks have already played. Philadelphia and Milwaukee's playing right now. Portland was losing really bad to Washington last time I checked. I could pull that up, but I'm not going to. And I think Philadelphia. What's the score of that Philadelphia game? Let's check that out real quick. I kind of liked Philly in that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Yeah, Philadelphia is winning 24-21. That's a tough spot for Milwaukee because they're coming back off a road trip on a second leg of a back-to-back. Sixers, I don't know they're playing out of their minds right now. So don't be shocked if Philadelphia makes that interesting. Wow, look at Portland making a run. 114-92. They cut the gap, but now they're only down 20. Okay, sorry. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead. One more quick recap. So Cleveland again over the 228. I'm getting a lot of comments from you guys, so it's hard to keep up. And Utah over the 204. Those are my two plays on the over and under. I'll just say I wish you guys luck. Orlando and Denver, I don't know, my friend. I think that might go over. I think it's going to be a real fast-paced game. That would be a lean, but no official play for that one. If anything, I'd grab the points. All right, that's it for me, guys. So, hey, have a great day, and I'll try to have one as well. And I'll catch you guys 4 o'clock Eastern tomorrow for some NBA totals. And wish you luck on your plays today.